So, if you've ever felt that, scaled might be a little bit too easy for you, but for some reason RX seems to feel out of reach, this may be the channel for you. Honestly, and that's kind of why I'm making it. There is a massive group of CrossFit athletes that are out there that kind of live in the middle. You're not new. You train hard. You understand the movements. You can do most of them, surprisingly enough, right? But then RX still kind of feels inconsistent. Some workouts are right there, crush it. And other days, you just get buried. And most of the content, if you think about kind of the CrossFit space, training-wise, everything else in between, kind of either talks to beginners or to elite athletes. Very little is actually kind of targeted towards you or me, because I consider myself part of this category as well. As a coach, I see the same patterns over and over again with intermediate athletes. They're strong enough, they know skills, but once a workout gets longer or heavier, even more complex, things start to fall apart. Pacing falls apart, breathing gets chaotic, skills disappear under fatigue. So instead of progressing, they just kind of hover. And eventually it just turns into frustration, and I've been there, or overtraining, or thinking maybe I'm just not built for this. And most of the time it's not real. That's not the real issue. And that's kind of what this is all about, right? What the Almost RX is all about. And the reason I chose that name is because Almost RX can mean different things to different people. For some athletes, Almost RX may simply mean something as consistency at prescribed weights or movements in your affiliate, right? Going to class and being able to RX a workout. No cherry picking, no guessing, no just showing up and doing whatever's written on the board without having to bat an eye. For others, maybe you're already there. You're kind of looking to take the next step into competing at like local comps, RX divisions, things like that. But even then, that jump can feel a little bit intimidating. Some RX divisions just feel mightier than others. And then you can even take it a step further on what Almost RX can kind of be, right? If you want to take that next level up and go to something big like a Wadapalooza, like a Crash, like a TFX, and suddenly RX kind of feels almost elite-like, right? Heavier weights, more volume, higher skill. It's a completely different game than what you see at the local level. So all of this to say that Almost RX isn't one destination. It's the space in between where you are and where you kind of want to be. The problem is that most advice online doesn't meet the intermediate athlete in that space, right? Beginners are learning what to do. Elite athletes are kind of optimizing everything down to the minute second. But intermediate athletes like myself need to understand why things break down and how to fix them without training like a professional, right? Not more volume, not more suffering, just better clarity on why things happen. And that's what this channel's for. We're going to be talking about things like why you plateau, why RX weight doesn't mean RX ready most of the time, why your engine might not actually be the problem during workouts, and how to train smarter without adding additional hours to your day, especially if you struggled to get in the first place. This isn't about shortcuts. It's about understanding what's actually holding you back and fixing the right things at the right time. And just to be clear, this channel's not about games prep. It's not about chasing elite fitness. It's not about pretending everyone should be RX tomorrow. It's about helping you bridge that gap realistically. If you're in the Almost RX space, you're not scaled, you're not elite, but you're hungry to improve, then you're in the right place. No matter what Almost RX means to you, the goal is the same: close that gap intelligently. So if you'd be so kind, subscribe if you want some honest breakdowns, practical coaching here and there, conversations about how to actually apply some of these things to where you actually are right now. And so with that, let's get to work.